Welcome to SeaWorld here in Orlando, Florida, and yeah, there's some new rides to get on here today. We're on tour at the moment during this month, and we are taking in some new attractions, and we may well be doing Howl's Scream as well, because that looks quite interesting. However, in the meantime, new coasters here include the new Wave Coaster, which has recently opened, the new standard sort of B&M stand-up coaster. I'm really looking forward to that. It looks really different. Actually, we saw it on the way in. It's really small. I was expecting it to be massive. But on the counter scale, we have Mako as well, which is a B&M hyper coaster. I haven't been on a B&M hyper coaster since Shambhala, so really looking forward to that. There is also Icebreaker and one of my favourite coasters in Manta. I absolutely love Manta. Unfortunately, Kraken is closed for routine maintenance, so no Kraken today. And what you see here is the site of the new B&M coaster, which is going to be opening next year, which at the moment is just dirt. But we'll come back and have a look at that. At the moment, we're trying to find Icebreaker because we know the queues for Icebreaker get mental. So let's get reaccustomed with the park, find out where we're going. So this bit is definitely the art of Howl's Scream here. We can see some of the mazes. They don't cover them up like Universal do. They're sort of open and about all day. Howl's Scream starts at 7 o'clock, runs till midnight. So again, it's quite a late event.
Ladies and
I'm guessing this is Mako. It's not open quite yet. Okay, so we literally can't be bothered to walk around to Icebreaker, bearing in mind that we are at Mako. So it is testing. So we're just going to hold fire and see whether or not it opens in the next few minutes, because it is definitely one of my bucket list rides while I'm out here. The B&M Hyper Coaster does look really cool. And they usually ride incredibly well. I mean, look at this little turn point here. This looks fantastic. Oh, that was a mission with the locker, to be fair. So you got to pay for lockers here. At Universal, you didn't have to pay for lockers, but here, $10 and we can transfer it for the day. Let's see what this Mako's all about, shall we? There's not many people down here. Hoping we can get a nice front row view. And it's weird because you stand over here and you stand here and you still can't see the drop or the climb, bearing in mind this is a 200-foot hypercoaster. Apart from the Skyflyer, which we can see over there in the wheel, I think this is the tallest coaster in Orlando. Woo! Yeah! Whoa! There's a little bit of ejector time. That's perfectly paced, that corner. Woo! This has got a little bit of ejector time. Whoa! Whoa, yeah. Now you do have a noticeable trim brake there, but it is still some great air time coming off the top of there, and this one in particular. Oh yeah. Oh. brilliant. The quick transitions here. And there we go. And here is Mako. So it's quite quiet down this end of the park already. I thought this was at the front end of the park, but it's actually at the back. You can see Kraken to the left there, as we said, that is closed today. That's changed colour since we last did. Looks a bit hulky now. So you get a lovely climb up to the top, followed by the drop. There's not really anywhere else to get footage of this coaster, to be fair. I think it's just over 200 feet. I don't think it's as big as the big one, or certainly from sea level on the big one. And it's certainly not as big as Shambhala at Port Ventura, but it does ride incredibly well. The turnaround point, the first turnaround point, is taken at great speed. Just enough to give you a little bit of hang time before heading into there. And the first hill, again, it's not really an ejector hill until you get around the corner here. So once you've done the turnaround point, there is a trim brake going into this first hill. However, it does still give you great ejector time going over there, and then particularly great ejector time coming into these two hills. So this one keeps you out your seat going into the corner, and this one really keeps you out your seat coming up to the block brake intermission. From here you go through kind of the twists and turns as you come round and head to the front of the ride. So yeah, you know, it's all right. It's not a top 10 coaster by any means. It is smooth as you like expected for a B&M, to be honest. And you know, where actually I found Kraken a bit long drawn out. You know, I'm disappointed it's closed today, but I'm not like heartbroken it's closed today. I'd much rather get on Mako than Kraken. And I felt the same as well about Kumba. I know Kumba's one of the original ones at Busch Gardens. I just find the transitions really drawn out, but Mako isn't like that. It's really snappy, really whippy in between. The sharp corners on the turnaround points really sort of whip you into the next element, which I really, really like. It's a wonderful coaster, to be fair. You know, compare it to like the big one, it's streets and streets ahead. But to compare it to Shambhala, it's probably behind. I say probably behind, it's definitely behind. Shambhala's an incredible hyper coaster, probably the best I've been on. I know there's more around the world, but it's the best I've been on. But that is a solid ride. Really, really enjoyed that. Really, really enjoyed that. And Kurt's going to be really upset because it was down for annual maintenance when he come. Right. So it doesn't look like Icebreaker's open yet. So we are going to head down to the Wave Coaster, the new coaster, the Pipeline, the new B&M, which opened late May, I want to say, this year. First of its type in the new generation stand-up coaster. It's not as big as I thought it would be, in honesty. I think from the pictures I thought it was much, much bigger. Are these Christmas trees? But I am expecting good things from this, to be fair. Quite an intrigued layout. And again, you can see all the Halloween bits as we go round. There's plenty of them, in fairness. And they don't cover them up for the daytime guests to see. Now, last time we came to SeaWorld, there was no Howl Scream here. It was just a children's like pumpkin trail, which went, I think, where we are now actually. So it has completely changed since we came. Like I say, this does look nice. Right. As I said, we've not seen it really, so let's see it in action. Single inversion. Right, time to get in the queue. Right, there is the Surf Coaster, the new B&M pipeline Surf Coaster for 2023. It's a Sunday today, it's a one train operation. It's quite a painful queue, but there is an option to queue for the front, which there isn't at many of the Universal or even Disney parks, so that was quite cool. The ride itself, it's different, I'll hand you that. It was really good fun, in fairness. The seats, because people will be comparing it to Shockwave that watch this, the seats actually move, continuously move as you go around, bounce up and down. So once you're sat down, you've got full freedom to kind of move, and it makes the most of it, particularly on airtime hills and things. So when you sort of launch and go over the sort of the bunny hop here, which is part of the launch, you kind of fly upwards. It makes you feel like you're just gonna, you know, go, if you will. And then when you hit kind of your base part, when the G-forces change, you then come back down and your knees bend, and it continues like that all around the track. It's a really fantastic sensation. It really is something different. Thoroughly enjoyable, a great ride, to be honest with you. The only downside I'm gonna say is that damn B&M vest restraint is one of the most uncomfortable things in your collarbone you're ever going to experience. I mean, it does move, so not like Swarm. Swarm's got the old style one which locks. So as you go around, it just seems to get tighter and tighter and tighter. Whereas Mandrill Mayhem, it's very much the same as Mandrill Mayhem's one, where it's hard, solid, but it does move a bit. And it's weird because Swarm's is softer but locks. I'd rather have, I don't know whether they can have a softer one, perhaps that doesn't lock, but that's the only criticism I've got of it. As a coaster, I think it rides incredible, as you'd expect from B&M, smooth as. It's a really snappy launch. The airtime hill part as well at the beginning is really, really cool. And that's when you suddenly realise that you're going to fly up and down, your feet are going to be in the air, and you're going to sort of, you know, zero gravity balance and then come crashing back down with your knees bending. Oh, honestly, that is a fantastic coaster. It doesn't look much from here, it looks really small, but I'll tell you, that is a fantastic coaster. For me, that would rank higher in my list than what Mako would. And I'm hoping that it's just because it's morning that it's quite busy down here. Everyone's sort of come down first thing. It says 35-minute queue, it said 25 minutes we've gone on it. We probably waited 25 minutes, but the queue's doubled and it only says 35 minutes. But on one train, I think it's probably an hour queue. I'm hoping we can get back on it later. Right, the other one we want to get on, and it doesn't look like it's just opened, is Icebreaker. I think we're going to get something to eat first. We're expecting a queue quite a long time for Icebreaker. I know Kurt queued a couple of hours for it, didn't get on it, and had to come back a different day to do it. We are planning to get everything done today. we really do want to get something to eat. However, Icebreaker is only a 10-minute queue. And I know this gets really busy during the day. We have been watching it. And it's not a bad queue at the moment. So we're going to do this and then we're getting something to eat. We've got all-day dining today, so I want to make the most of the all-day dining. However, this seems to be the shortest capacity one. I think it's on 2 trains, which is a real help. I've been quite looking forward to this. Premier rides. Don't see very many Premier rides ones around. Certainly in the UK that are anything like this. So once this done, big coaster-wise, all we got is Manta and some of the small rides. I do love the way, like, it's the controller screen which is out here, which shows you how long the train's been in the station, how many of the restraints are actually secure as well. I think that's really cool, the fact they show this. They showed it on Wavebreaker as well, so you can kind of see where the problems were and how quick they were going. Now, these Premier cars aren't the best to get in. They're very similar to the Mummy ones, but they do require a seatbelt. I think this was added afterwards, so just put your seatbelt on, leave your lap bar up, and then they do one pass coming down to check you've got your seatbelt, and you can tell the people that pull their lap bars down that don't listen to the safety announcements, and then they go back along and secure them afterwards. So I don't know if it had a 3rd train this, or whether it is only a 2-train operation, but you couldn't run through on this. It just can't get it done quick enough. Screen shop as we head into Wild Arctic. Right, Icebreaker. That's a really tight car to get into, much like most of the Premier cars that we've been into. But yeah, to be fair, really good ride, really good ride. I like the launch bit, the hanging time, the air time, the ejector time in particular is insane. I can understand why it's got a seatbelt, even though it is quite tight restraint. The ejector time is absolutely mental on it. It really is mental. Fun little ride. It had a massive queue by the time we got off of it, so please got on it when we got on it. Favourite coaster though, still the Wave Coaster so far. And actually, we've only got Manta left of the big coasters, plus Journey to Atlantis and Infinity Falls, although it's not a great day here at Florida today. It's going to be the worst weather day while we're here. Walrus. There he is. Lovely and clean in there, and I think he can come over to the other side. Okay, that's people. That's people, that one.
We just use the Google YouTube.
What we got over this side?
It goes through the whole game in like 20 minutes. It's crazy.
They are big. Beautifully clear water. Beautiful clear water. He appears to have an item of clothing attached to his fin. Here, there, he's got some kind of bandage on. There's quite a lot of attractions up here closed for Howard Scream at 5:30. And we're trying to establish whether or not we've been in Sesame Street Land. I think it used to be something else, but I can't remember, to be honest. I'm sure there used to be a little Shamu coaster as we went around the corner, so we'll see if it's been themed to something else. Certainly bright and colourful. Yeah, this has definitely been rethemed since we were last here. So that used to be a little Shamu coaster, it's now the Derby box one. Something we did go on last time actually. It's not something I need the cred for. A little helicopter ride's quite cool. And I'm quite sure there's quite a lot of interactivity. So let's have a little wander around Sesame Street Land. A little play area, look. We can show you that because there's no one in it. It's not, I'd say it's not that warm. It's about 26 here today, which arguably isn't that warm. And I think you can go around all the, I vaguely remember these now. I think you can stand here. Do they come and talk to you? It tells me to stand here. I think I'm supposed to have some kind of interactive wand thing to get this working. Oh!
Oh, hi!
Hello.
Elmo's just having a snack that his mommy made it. It's on a log. Yum, 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 yum. Wait a minute. Elmo forgot his water. Be right back.
Come on, it's quite cool. I'll be impressed if that worm can eat those. He's off of the plate. Am I going to get blamed for taking these?
Okay, Elmo's got his water and he's ready to... What? Mom?
Love it.
You're right, Fluffy. It does sound like a herd of elephants out there.
Do not knock the can.
Whoever that is knocking better be grouchy.
I love it. What else could we find? I'm not sure listening to Sesame Street sing Macarena was top on my things I thought I'd be doing today. But love Elmo. If I see a red button, I just have to push it. Why would you not push a button that says push me? I'm baffled. So one thing that's really cool is there is a quiet room as well here in Sesame Street Land. The first one we sim while we've been out here. I like the idea of that. Yeah, I love it. Love a bit of Sesame Street, to be honest with you. I did grow up with Sesame Street. Right, we have arrived at Infinity Falls, and I have to be honest, we're not sure whether or not we're going to do this one today. Certainly not going to do it yet. You do get soaked, but it does look really cool. I mean, they are absolutely dripping. Dripping. I mean, just look at this, look. It's got a 10-minute wait. I can't think of that many boats going around, to be honest with you. We'll wait for one to come down here, but just look at the angles. Here we go. Wow. All seems quite calm when you come out the other side. So this is one with a vertical lift hill. So once they get around there, they'll be loaded into the lift hill and we'll experience the drop there. And it's quite a drop as well, to be honest. For those that stand here, they will get wet. Oh my god, did you see how much water came in that boat then? That was insane. Right, boat's coming up. Whoa. Yeah, they are soaked. I will say the restaurant options here are really, really good. The variety of food is fantastic. And even on the all-day dining as well, things like this are included. So you can get slow roasted pork. And that will include a side as well. Wow, that looks really nice. They're brave to have their phones out on this. So the drop under the bridge is where they get absolutely drenched. Right about now. Ugh. And then just in time to see this one come down the drop. Oh, I mean, all the water just comes straight off the roof, straight into the boat. There we are, it's Manta time. It's on a 60-minute queue. I have a feeling it's on one train. And the queue's right here. Brilliant, great. Thanks SeaWorld for your weekend operations. But I do like this ride, and it is the last coaster we've got to do. So that was Manta there. We did wait an hour for Manta. We were quite lucky in the end actually, because it broke down as we were getting off it. We were the last train to go round on it. It looked like they were trying to add a second train, but it just, I don't know, they filled it in front of us and then, yeah, didn't work again, which is a bit of a shame. I have to say capacity here has been ropey at best, some of the loading. I know people have a go at the Merlin parks, but my God, I'd rather have some of the Merlin operations than this. We're standing here 5 minutes to wait to see if Journey to Atlantis is open. I think it is, before we walk over there, but nothing's come down at all. Now over there is where they're building the new coaster. We're going to go over there and have a look at the Emperor Penguins later. We don't get to see Emperor Penguins. I don't know if anywhere in the UK it's got Emperor Penguins actually. It used to have the Emperor of the Penguin ride, but it hasn't been open in a couple of years, which is a real shame. I absolutely loved it. The Penguin Dark ride, trackless ride. There it is. No one on it, so I'm guessing that's had some problems. The trackless dark ride hasn't been open in ages. It's a real shame. I loved it. The nice little storyline as you followed them around, and it kind of ended with the curtain going up and there were the Emperor Penguins. But yeah, that's sadly not open. Whether that reopens again once the new Penguin B&M coaster opens, not 100% sure, but We're going to get something to eat, then we're going to come back to this area, check out the penguins, and indeed journey to Atlantis. Caribbean flamingos, they're definitely on a good shrimp diet. Look at their colour. Loads of them here as well. And of course behind us here is Manta, the B&M flying coaster. Newer than Galactica obviously, which was the first of its kind. The pretzel loop is something else. Really is something else. Stingray Lagoon. So you see down here, you can stick your hand in. Well, I don't know whether I want to do that, but I'm certainly going to have a little look. Right, so you can stick your hand in and feed the stingrays. I'm not sticking my hand in there, however, our action gam, quite happy to go in for the adventure. I hope you enjoyed that footage. It's definitely something a little bit different. And then we've got some, I'm going to move away from the speaker. I'm going to move away from the speaker slightly. And here is the dolphin area. Look at these. I know we just seen some in the nursery, but the American alligator. Now these are small ones in fairness. Not that I want to get in there with them, but they are small ones. So we are on the kids trick and treat trail, which means bubbles. I think the bubbles filled with smoke as well. You know I love these machines. I had them at Chessington and then they didn't have them at Chessington and then I all got sad in the world. But look, they've got them here. I'm gonna pop one. I see it. I'm coming in. That popped before I got there. That's really disappointing.
You wanna go home? Good job. You wanna go home? Yep, that's not your stroller, honey. This one is. Come here.
Come on, baby. There's more over here, honey. Right here.
Oh my god, there's rows of them. My god, I'm so excited. It's Halloween at the park, by the way. In case you're wondering. Come on, mate, you just need to run them down. We need to find the bubbles. Ah, it's my hair. It's in my hair. I want more bubbles. I want more bubbles. I'm easy. Give me bubbles. Give me the bubbles. Look at the size of these bad boys. Hold on. God, I'm so excitable. Love it. Here's the entrance to Kraken. So this has been redone since we last came. When we came in 2014, it was Kraken. And then it jumped on the VR bandwagon with a lot of other rides and became Kraken Unleashed, I believe. And then, of course, that was a monumental failure like every other VR ride, and went back to Kraken again with this new bright paint scheme. It's down for its annual maintenance. To be fair, it is advertised on the app and the website. It's down for annual maintenance. This B&M coaster was a good coaster. I have ridden it. I just felt it was a bit long and drawn out, to be honest. Some of the drops and things I wasn't as up with as some of the other B&Ms, but I love the artwork which they've done for it. It does look incredible. And you know, the fact they've looked after this ride and given it a new lease of life, yeah, it does look good, but not today, I'm afraid, not today. He's just showing off that this one doesn't feel like he's getting any attention.
That one.
He's like, what's going on? What have I missed out on? This one down here, he's chilling. Not that enough, right?
Just staring us out.
Yeah. We finish our day here at SeaWorld down at the Pipeline Coaster. It's 5:15. We were hoping to come down and get a final ride on it. We've only got it once because it's been on 75-minute queue all day. But as you can see, even though there's a massive sign outside saying it shuts at 5:30, it's already closed. And the reason it's already closed is to make room for, or make preparation time for How-Oh Scream. The reason why it's closed early is because it's on one train. That's why. So they need to clear it, and it's still got a queue. Bit of a joke if you ask me, I won't lie to you, a little bit of a joke. So yeah, one ride on that, it was quite unique, and it was a fantastic coaster, which is why we saved us the end of the day to come back to it. To be fair, actually, we haven't gotten a lot today. Bearing in mind it's 5 o'clock now, we were here at opening at 9 o'clock. We've done this, we've done Mako a couple of times, done Icebreaker and Manta, all of which had a relatively long queue. Certainly this one and Manta did. You know, we've seen some of the animal shows, we've milled around a bit, Journey to Atlantis. There's not really a lot else to do, to be honest with you. Operations are questionable, I think is fair to say. Mako this morning was on 2 trains, managed to get a couple of rides on that in a row, which actually was really good. Icebreaker's on 2 trains, I think that kind of only has 2 trains, or certainly only functions on 2 trains, and it's generally a low throughput ride, which is why it's got a high queue in about 75 minutes all day. Pipeline here, brand new coaster, that's on 1 train. Manta, they tried to get it on 2 trains, as you saw in the vlog when we got to the front. That didn't pay off, that had an 85-minute queue by the time we got off because the other train had already been removed. So yeah, odd, strange day here at SeaWorld. It's lovely to go on some new creds because ultimately this is a new cred for us, which is, you know, I love this coaster, I thought it was great fun. Mako was a new cred for us, so was Icebreaker as well. So it's great to get on some new rides today, and indeed Manta, which I adore. I think Manta is a fantastic coaster, not just flying, but just a fantastic coaster, particularly with the pretzel element. It really pushes some forces on you, surprisingly for the type of coaster it is. But from SeaWorld, have you experienced a new Pipeline coaster? It's not been open long. I know a lot of people have been out here, but not everyone's got to experience it. Let us know in the comments below if you have, and where it ranks for you. And indeed Mako as well over the back. I'd heard a lot of good things about Mako. It's a lovely coaster, but it's not a top 10 ride by any stretch of the imagination. But let us know in the comments below what you think. Thank you for joining us here on UK Theme Parks. If you've enjoyed the vlog, we've given you some POVs today, stick a like below and please share it. Doesn't cost anything. Thank you very much and we'll see you next time.